Hello everybody, my name is Lucas and I'm going to tell you about this awesome little orange box from Lehle today. I had no idea what this little orange box was or what it did a couple of months ago, but it is awesome and it has made my life way easier. And guys, if you're first time here or if you have been here before, make sure you are subscribed. I do lots of cool stuff here. I don't want you to miss any of the stuff I got going on here, so make sure you are subscribed. All right, let's dive in and let's check out this little orange box from Lehle. What this box is, it is the P Split 3, and I just would like to say this video is not sponsored at all. I bought this thing with my own gift cards off of Amazon, all right? Not sponsored. But this box is actually super awesome. What does this do? This thing splits your signal. You put your signal from a synth, a guitar. I'm using it for guitar, an example. You put it in the input jack and you can split it off to two separate places. Now, the P Split 3 is a 1-to-1 split. So whatever you put in is the same thing that you get out. You don't have to adjust your volume or anything like that. It is built like an absolute tank. It is super heavy. It is super durable. It's one of the most necessary things that you probably are going to need at some point in your life, but it's also the most boring. It is not super exciting, but it's great. It's passive. It does not need any power. You can hide it on your pedal board. You can hide it in your rack. You can hide it anywhere. It's super small and super simple. Let's check out some of the things that it can do, and then I'll show you how I actually use it. I got the P Split 3 pulled up here on Sweetwater. By the way, the only advertisement I'm ever going to do to you is this right here. I have some affiliate links in my description of the video down below. If you want to buy anything from Sweetwater, click one of those links. I get a tiny little kickback. I take that, I put that into the channel so that way I can keep doing cool stuff for you. So I'll put a link to the P Split 3 if you want to get one from Sweetwater down below. So this is basically what it is. It's this little orange box. It does all kinds of cool stuff. And see this video right here? I'm going to take you over here. And this is from Jockey from Lehle. He goes over some of their other pedals that they have too that are kind of really awesome. So if you're curious about splitting or doing multiple instruments or anything, watch this video and he kind of explains what you may or may not need. And you kind of get the pedal for whatever you are trying to do. There's actually some really cool ones. Like you can like amp switchers and stuff like that. It's really cool. So let's check out the P Split 3 manual. Now they do also have bigger splits, by the way. If you want to split off your signal into 2 or 3 different ways, you can. They're a little bit more expensive. I think, does Jockey show them in here? No, he doesn't. But there are other ones that you can get. There's like a bigger version of the P Split 3, so just kind of keep that in mind. So I kind of wanted to look at the manual and explain to you what the heck this thing actually does, because I was like kind of confused before I even looked at this. I want to give a shout out to my friend Kyle. Go subscribe to his channel. He does lots of cool like 80s shit on his channel. If you're into that, go check him out. He told me about this because he uses it on his pedal board. So you can use this thing in multiple different ways. And little disclaimer here, I may say some things wrong. I may not say all the ways that you can use this pedal. Please just tell me in the comments down below how you use it or how you have used it, or if I miss anything, just let me know. Basically what this thing does is you put your signal in it. You have a through port, which is port number 2. You have it's basically like the same exact thing you put in is what you get out. And you also have the ISO port, which is port 5. That's kind of like the special sauce port. So I'm kind of going to explain a little bit for you as we go. So you have the input socket. That is going to be 1 right here. You have 2, which is your DIR socket. This is essentially what I call like the through port, right? So whatever you put in, you're going to get the exact same thing out. So if you have a ground issue going in, you're going to have a ground issue going out, type of thing. So for number 3, let's scroll on down here. That's the phase inverter switch. Sometimes when you're hooking up things, the phase can get wacky and it'll make your tone sound thin. But if you do the phase inversion, you'll get back all that like low end. This happens a lot too if you're recording drums. You can have phase issues and it makes things sound thin. So if you flip the phase on it, it kind of gets things back in order. That's kind of the same exact thing right here. And then for number 4, that is going to be your ground lift switch. So sometimes your grounds can get out of whack if you push the ground switch, boom. That'll get you sounding nice and good and not buzzy, anything at all. And number 5, which is right here, that is the ISO port, or the second signal split, if you will. What this port does is it completely isolates the signal that is coming in. So if your guitar signal is coming in on 1 right here, when it spits it back out on 5, it completely isolates it. So if you have any hum or any like weird stuff going on, it eliminates that. That's what this box is great for. If you have hum or any kind of like nasty signal stuff going on, it completely cuts it out, and it makes it sound a whole lot better. I don't really have that problem with my setup, and that's not really why I got the box, but it's one of the great uses of the box itself. So 5.2 is also good for running it to your interface if you're trying to get like a DI signal. If you're playing, you want one signal into your amp and you're trying to get a DI signal into your computer, you can definitely use 5 for that. That's kind of like what it's built for. And if we scroll down some right here, it kind of shows you some examples. So you have your guitar in here, and then you're using the through signal that's going right to your amp. And if you want to cut off your signal and go to another amp, you can do that like right here, which is kind of what I'm using it for. And I'll show you that a little later. Or like what I was just saying, you have your guitar in, you send your through jack, you send that to your amp. And if you want to send it to a mixer or a interface, anything like that to get a DI signal, you can send it in and you can do it like that. Or if you want to, a line isolator, the universal cure for hum loops, as I was saying, you can do that. You can also do that too. You can also use this thing as a reamp box too. So if you want to, you want to send it to the amp, guitar in, send it to the amp, and if you want to send it to sound card or your interface like that, and you can chain it with their other Sunday driver too. I'm looking at this for the first time too, by the way. I'm just kind of doing this like not off the seat of my pants, but I have no like script. I'm just kind of like, going and talking because I kind of wanted to make it like really authentic. And look, you can use it as a reamplification box too. This is kind of controversial part of it, because most people, when they do reamps, they like active reamps, and this is a passive one, right? Because it has like no power. Some people definitely prefer an active reamp. This is an option if you're in a pinch and you need to use it for a reamp box. You can use it for a balanced, unbalanced signal converter. And this is what a lot of people do if they're putting it on their like pedal boards. This is what a lot of people do with it. If you have like hum, if you have ground loops that come up, you can use it for that. I don't really have much experience putting it on a pedal board, so you probably better off just looking up on videos on exactly like how to do that correctly. Okay, we're to the end of the manual. I know I've been talking a lot. I know there's been kind of a lot of boring stuff, so I'm going to hook up this gorgeous little orange box back up to where I had it, and then I'll show you how I'm using it with my X88 Soldano and my Axe-Fx. Alright, got my Lehle all hooked up. And what you just heard was my Soldano X88 IR. It's running into my Axe-Fx, right? There's a lot of routing going on here, so I'm trying to keep it simple. It's going into my Axe-Fx. So what I'm using the Lehle for, right, is I'm splitting my signal, right? My guitar is going to come in on the in port right here. Let me just kind of show you. My guitar is coming in on the in right here, right? It's coming in the in right here. I'm taking this and I'm sending this to my pedal board, which you can kind of see it right here. You can kind of see Lehle right here. It's coming, the through port is coming into my tuner, and this is coming into my pedal board right here. And what you're hearing is I got like my blues driver on. That's what you're gonna hear for all of the Soldano stuff. So I got it coming in right here, but on the ISO out, I have taken that and I'm sending it to my Axe-Fx. And what makes this so great for me, right, is it allows me to use my gates and my compressor, right? So watch, let me play for you a little bit and you're gonna see the stuff move in the compressor. Right? And I'm triggering that off of the input 1 on my Axe-Fx. So I couldn't do this before I had the Lehle Split 3, because I would have to change my signal because I only could send one signal, right? So I either had to plug into the front of my Soldano or I had to plug into the front of my Axe-Fx. Now I have signal running to both of them, and I can literally play them whenever I want, and there's no break in it. It's so amazing. Like I'm freaking out about it, but it's made my life so much easier because I can also use the gate now. Because you see right here, I'm side chaining the gate from input 1, which I'm plugging into the front. So the gate kicks in, because without the gate, it's like very, very noisy. Watch, I'll see if I take the gate off. Well, I'm on clean, but on high gain, like you kind of get like some interference like from my computer and stuff going on, and just you have the natural noise of just like existing, right? But it cuts all of that out, and it's so great. Because watch, I'm gonna show you something right here. So right now, what I'm running is it's my Soldano, but I'm using the effects from my Axe effects. So watch, I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna switch to a patch that uses just the Axe effects, right? It has nothing to do with the Soldano. So as you can see, I know this may not seem very like amazing to you because I'm literally just switching patches, but I can literally go from my Soldano right to my Axe effects, and there's like zero drop off for it. I don't have to move anything. It's so great to me because it's just very easy. I have two good signals going into both places. I can sidechain stuff. It's kind of like I'm in like turbo super nerdo mode in here, and it's just very convenient for me because I have two signals running two places, and I want to play max effects. I can trigger stuff from the gate when I'm using my Soldano. It's just so like awesome, and it's like so great, and it allows me to use like any amp, like my Revv. I can use my Revv Genarator 100R. I can use that. I can kind of do the same exact things that I'm doing here. I can use the effects with it if I want because everything's already in place. I literally just have to kind of hook it up, right? And it's just, the flexibility is so great. All right, guys, I'm going to stop talking your ear off. I hope this was entertaining. I know it's kind of hard to make a little orange box that's kind of just passively splitting signals interesting, but I tried to explain it the best way that I could. If I missed some things, please let me know in the comments down below. I really hope this video helps somebody because I had no idea this thing existed. I had no idea that I could like split my signal and run it into two places, and it's made my life so much easier because I can use the gates now when I'm using my Soldano, and it's so much better when I'm recording. It just like cuts things off and it makes things sound like nice, and you get all that junk noise out of there, and it's isolated, it's one-to-one. I don't have to adjust my volumes, right? So when you heard the volumes change when I was shifting between preamp, when I was switching between the Soldano and the Axe effects, like the volumes didn't jump or move. Like they stayed the way they were set in the respective patches, right? And that's that's about having something that's one-to-one, because you don't have to like, you know, adjust the volume if the volume drops, because the signal may be not degraded, but it's like not the same as when it's come in. But this is a one-to-one. It's straight. It's awesome. It has plenty of functions, and I understand it may not be like the cheapest thing in the world, but it gets the job done. There's no questions about it. And once again, like I said, this is not sponsored. I'm just trying to spread the good news of how awesome splitting your signal can be. So guys, if you thought this video was cool, leave me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I know there's a lot more interesting things in the world than a little orange box that splits signals, but you chose to spend some time with me. I am very, very grateful for it, guys. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.